Episode number 8, Resistance.
I'm calling on you, Yeager. The best of the best.
Sir.
Oh, Yeager.
I knew you'd say that.
Yeager's gonna get in the pilot seat.
You could never resist competing with the legend.
Been a long time.
I'm sure I don't have to introduce famous sky racer Marcus Speedstar.
Who?
3-time winner of the 5 Sabers.
Whoa, Marcus Speedstar?
Marcus Speedstar. Okay.
Hard to believe it's been almost 10 years,
A new
Jared.
character. Who is this? Oh, Animosity. Interesting.
Of course I know him. He's my brother.
Oh! His brother. Oh, okay. This episode is starting off real good.
This will be the greatest platform classic the galaxy has ever seen. Jared Yeager versus Marcus Speedstar. Brother versus brother.
The answer's still no.
What the?
That's us. That's a traditional.
Let's be honest, that's what you really wanted all along, the fame. And you did whatever you had to do to get it.
It was easy.
Okay, so Yeager's background is getting very, very
That's what
interesting.
I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Whoa.
Oh,
Cool to see.
Guavian Death Gang.
And he's
Looks
afraid
like
of
our
him.
maneuver back on RESI didn't work like I'd hoped.
What? Oh, hey, Guavians. Small galaxy. How is everyone? Looking nice and red? Really red? That was your ship back on RESI?
Guavians gives him much more relevance, putting him here in Resistance.
Exactly why
Very
I'm
cool.
here. As soon as I win this race, those 20,000 credits will be all yours.
Oh, shoot.
What? You're taking our buck until I pay. Come on, boys, let's be reasonable. It's okay, Outlaw. Just go with the nice death game for the next few hours. There's nothing to worry about. There isn't a pilot here who stands a chance against me.
Marcus!
Jarek?
I've changed my mind. I'm racing you in the Platform Classic. Hope you don't mind the competition. Wait, what are you doing?
I came here hoping things had changed. But if you're not willing to forgive me, what's the point? I need that money.
All right, bets are now open for the Platform Classic.
Very interesting. I like how they're doing this.
Put some credits down.
But you can kind of see what's about to happen here.
Jarek, you gotta let me explain. I sort of temporarily lost my mechanic. The Guavian Death Gang has him and...
Stop right there. I don't want to know. It's just more of the same from you.
No, Jarek was the amazing one. He could have been one of the greatest racers in the galaxy.
I knew Yeager was at the battle at Jakku, but why did he leave the defense fleet?
He never told you?
He's not exactly open.
After the war with the Empire, the military downsized. Yeager and I raced for a living. I raced for myself, for the fame and the glory. He was racing for something more.
His family.
So you know about them?
Yeah, he had a wife and daughter. Yeager never talks about them.
We competed in some big races together, but I could never beat him. I wanted to win. I wanted to win so badly just to be the best. So I juiced up my racer with some hyper fuel.
Oh, man.
That stuff is dangerous.
We were neck and neck approaching the last hoop. I opened up the throttle, but I wasn't ready for the power. That clipped Yeager's ship and sent the whole race out of control. I thought the hyperfuel would guarantee me a victory, but it ruined everything.
Did he kill their family? Oh, they would leave it like that. That's messed up.
Look at her.
Ooh,
Thing of beauty.
that is awesome.
So, how did you get in trouble with the Guavian Death Gang?
Had to borrow a few credits. Fell into hard times after I lost a couple races. No big deal.
Is that why you decided to come here? Just for the money?
No. Their plenty of races across the galaxy, kid. I wanted to see my brother again. Been looking for him for years. I mean, how could I pass this up?
Marcus has never cared about anyone other than himself.
That's not true. Look, his mechanic is in trouble with the Guavian death gang. He needs that prize money to pay them off.
It's not my concern.
That's interesting, but I know Yeager's gonna pull back though. He's gonna pull back. We're not gonna get to see the full potential of Yeager. Nice to see him getting in the racer though. Woo!
You don't understand. I didn't come here just to race.
Yeah, you came here to lose. But you lost me a long time ago.
What if Finn is Yeager's son?
Woo! All right, D12. Time to shine.
Jared Yeager and his brother Marcus Speedstar take an early lead. Neck and neck at the front of the
Cat. Woo! Look, awesome. That's awesome. Who got took down? My man.
The phase 2 atmospheric climb only ends when the racers reach the very edge of space.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
I can never forgive you for what you did.
How many times did I try to talk to you and you disappeared?
I left because I lost everything. Everything because of you.
You don't understand. I've been trying to tell you all this time.
Communication got cut off. Of course. That's a nice shot right there. Reminds me of Robotech.
I see him, D12.
Man, I love that ship. The Imperial is awesome. Oh, he had to eject. He's gonna lose his ship.
I admit, I cheated. I wanted to win so badly, but that's not me anymore. I have people who depend on me, and if I don't win this race, they're gonna die.
Like those people who died when you caused that crash. My family.
I knew it.
Because of you.
I knew
Because all you care about is yourself.
his family
Not
died
anymore, Jared.
because of what he did with the
I spent years
hyperfield.
hunting you down to tell you how sorry I am, to tell you how much I love them too. I know I couldn't say it before. I was too ashamed. And then you disappeared. I miss them every day, Jarek. And you too, brother. I'm so sorry. You deserve to win this, brother.
No. You need it.
I knew he was gonna do that. And that was predictable. That Yeager was gonna do that. He was gonna pull back. Got the credits.
There. Paid in full.
Very cool to see the Guavians in animation. Oh, so now we know what happened to Yeager's family.
BB-8, I think Yeager and I are becoming friends. Oh, Okay, maybe not friends like you and I are friends, but... What? We're friends. I thought you and I were friends. I mean, we're definitely buddies, right? Come on. Confidants, at the very least? Allies? Pal?
So yeah, I really enjoyed that episode. Very good episode. We got a lot on Yeager, very Yeager centric episode right here, which I think a lot of fans are drawn to Yeager, especially because of his affiliation with the Battle of Jakku. We now understand what happened with his family. We understand why he has the hyperfuel from the one of the earlier episodes, and what the hyperfuel is capable of. So obviously something happened where his brother used the hyperfuel crash, and it killed his family, and that is the reason for the animosity between his brother. We get some really cool background on Yeager and his family and his brother who's entered the picture. After we find out that there's a little animosity, and obviously then we find out what the animosity is about, and then we have this situation where the Guavian Guard showed up again. Really cool to see them here in animated form, and then they take captive of the Krasak Offlock, who is the companion for Marcus Speedster, again, who is Yeager's brother. And you know, they hold him captive for some money that Marcus owes, some credits I should say, that Marcus owes them. And now it's put a situation, Marcus is put in a situation where he has to win this race. And what we keep, the reference we keep hearing in this particular episode is that he's never beaten his brother. Yeager is the best that there is, and he's never even come close to beating his brother. So now it puts this dynamic where Yeager is forced to face his brother because his brother won't back down from him, and Yeager's going to kind of put him in his place and show him who is the better racer, not really buying the fact that his companion is in trouble, and now he's going to actually do something to help someone out, as opposed to destroying people's lives like what he's done to Yeager. So you can kind of see the little life lesson that's being built up in this particular episode, and you can also see that because of what's being set up here, once Yeager is made aware of what's going on, you knew he was going to back down. It was very predictable, but the way that they pulled it off was really interesting, because they made it so that Yeager wasn't buying the fact that that this was actually going on, this situation with Offlock and the Guavian Guards, and he is intent on winning this race. And then once his brother convinced him that he is sincere and he needs to win this race to help out someone who still believed in him after he did something that was terrible and destroyed lives, Yeager pulls off and allows his brother to get. Really enjoyed this episode, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and score this episode. I'm going to score this episode a 8.5 out of 10. Again, I think it is my favorite episode so far. I love the fact that we got some piloting in there, so a little bit of racing, which is what the show promised to be about. We also got to see more of the pilots. We got to see the, and I forget the character's actual name, but Stephen Stanton plays one of the characters who is driving the Imperial makeshift craft that's out there, who is actually fighting with Marcus Speedstar to get into that ring that turns the ignition back on after they've hit all the way up into a space and had to do that free fall back into the atmosphere, which was a really cool dynamic in the race as well, guys. So again, really enjoyed this episode. Let me know what your thoughts are. Did you enjoy that particular episode, guys? Put those comments down below. Please like and subscribe, and of course, guys, from the brother to the brother to the resistance force, may the force be with you always.